Can you run me through, like, say, just a brief example of, hey, I'm running a 100 miler, what the week looks like?
Yeah, and this is when it comes to like the individual. So the first thing I would say is like we got to learn like what you do for a living. How many hours of sleep do you usually get? How many miles have you worked up to so far consistently? Not like, oh, I've ran 40-mile weeks, and then I look at your Strava and it looks like a roller coaster. And there was one 40-mile week 3 weeks ago. So I think it's really important that we build this base and we get really consistent. And if it's you're starting at 30-mile weeks, like I think the sweet spot for 100 miles is you should have a good amount of 50-mile weeks. But let's say like your body can't handle that, then we want to have some big key workouts that you're going to be able to hit. Like maybe it's a couple marathons or like back to back 20 milers. But one week could look like, say we start at 30-mile weeks. We want to be consistent first with hitting like multiple, like building up out of the 30-mile weeks, and let's hit up multiple 40-mile weeks. Let's check in how your body's doing. We're checking your sleep, diet, stress. Sleep's been good. Stress has been but my diet has been good. All right, if 2 out of 3 of those has been good, we can continue going, and we'll work on the stress management. And don't forget that running is a piece of the stress, right? So that's the most we can manage. So if work is really stressful, we don't need to hit like crazy volume this week because you're in a lot of stress with work. So we're just going to manage it by making sure you're dialed in on these key workouts, whether it's like a big track workout or a big tempo run or a big long run. And then we're going to build up into that 40-mile week. And then if the body reacts really well, all right, let's see if we could tap into a few 50-mile weeks. And if that works out really well, then within those 50-mile weeks, we're probably going to hit like a big back-to-back long run. I think that turns over really well. And what a back-to-back long run could look like is like Friday, you're going to do 20 miles. Saturday, you're going to wake up and do another 20 or another 15. And that's going to be really good with the legs being heavy and feeling it. And you're going to spend a lot of time on your feet in those times. So we're going to practice your fueling system within that. And I think the key thing is like making sure you're getting in 100 to 200 calories per hour and figuring out what foods and what supplements that you're going to be able to take that agrees with your stomach. So you're not having to go to the bathroom all the time, or you're not feeling like sick or cramped up or anything. So if we get through that stage, then maybe we hit like a peak week of like 60 miles. And I think with that, along with strength training, along with the sleep, diet, stress stuff, is a good formula to get someone to run 100 miles. And then it's building from day one, we're building the story. From the finish line back to the start line. Let's picture yourself at mile 90. What's that look like? How are you going to get yourself through that to get to the finish line? What about mile 60, mile 40, mile 30? Everything's good at mile 20. Like, so you're building from back to start. And the more we're envisioning that, and this comes from my weightlifting coach. He was always telling me to like, see yourself hitting that big weight, see yourself hitting the big goal. And when you look at that with 100 miler, like see yourself at the finish line, get a vision of the race director handing you the buckle. That's going to be you. And we're going to do it. It's already done. We just need to bring it into reality. So the more you think about it, the more it's going to become reality. So as you can see, it's like, it's more than just waking up and doing the training. It's making sure that like everything, all the other aspects of your life are in line. You're building a routine. You're creating good habits around that. You're showing up, being consistent with running, not looking for perfection, but looking for consistency in the training, and also creating your mindset around it and continue to envision yourself finishing it. And over, I'd say, if it's your first 100 miler, it should probably be like 6 months minimum of preparing to do it. But over those 6 months, you've just created all of these new things in your life, or dialed in on some things that you've already had a process with, and you'll be able to accomplish the goal of running 100 miles.
There you go, everyone. There's a basic outlook of what you need to be putting in for an ultra.